Hello, hello. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. How y'all doing this evening? Tonight, I know it's super late, super late. Um, but I have something to share. I have something to share. Super glad to be on tonight. Hey Raven. I know it's late, so I won't belabor the time because I know that it is 9, almost 10 here, 9:45, and it will be. That means it's 10:45 somewhere, right? um, and also 7:45 on the West Coast. Isn't that crazy? So I am on here tonight because um, I know Elijah and I won't necessarily get to go live about our sessions in the summit. And so I wanted to jump on live and just share a bit about my story, and then um, share a bit about what today, this weekend has represented for me. And maybe you'll watch this live later, maybe tomorrow or something like that. And I want you to be able to hear something that's just super encouraging, celebrate with me, and everything. So, um, today is February 23rd, 2025. And as of yesterday, the 22nd, would have served as did serve as my third year out of the hospital. So many of you know my testimony and know my story leading up to now. And it has been a journey for sure. One of the things I'll be talking about at the Nurture You Summit on March 22nd in Gary, Indiana, is my topic is a nurtured soul. And we have a couple other people, Anicia Lumpkin, who'll be talking about a nurtured heart. And we have Miss Ballard, she'll talk about the nurtured child. And someone else will talk about the nurtured mind. And it's just going to be, it's going to be incredible. You heard from Miss Nicole Rhone last week. She talked about a capacity and nurturing your time. And so she's going to be there talking about that again on March 22nd. And then we have a nurture body with Miss Rhone Allen. It's going to be great. But I wanted to jump on tonight because I just wanted to share a little bit about my Life-iversary story. And I won't go into it too much because I don't want this to be long, and I'm going to talk about it a little more at the summit. But around February 2022, I was completely overwhelmed, completely just burnt out on everything in life, and ended up found on a bathroom floor in my dorm room at Oral Roberts University. And what ended up happening was a friend of mine, sister of mine, found me on the floor, came and grabbed me and took me back to my room. But before she took me back to my room, she sat with me and she held me and she rocked me and she let me cry, she let me scream, and she let me get it out and all those things. And before I knew anything, she was helping me up off the floor, which felt like an impossible task for me. But she helped me up off the floor and took me back to my dorm room. And when I got back to my dorm room, one of the first things I did was grab my laptop. And I grabbed my laptop and I began working as if I just needed to get back to regular life. I had to get back to what I was doing. I had to get back to what I was used to. I had to get back to life as I had known it, and get back to my homework and get back to my papers and get back to, preparing for the week as a therapist intern. Like, I was busy. And even though I was burnt out, and even though I was overwhelmed, and even though I was exhausted, I still went back and grabbed my laptop because I had work to do. Thankfully, one of my friends came and got me. Came back to my room and took my laptop and said, "Oh no, sweetheart, this is not what you're getting ready to do. You're not getting ready to work. You're not getting ready to, get back on your schoolwork as if you weren't just grabbed up off the floor." Another friend of mine um, called me, and I was telling her, like, I'm burned out and I don't want to go to work and I don't want to do therapy this week and I don't want to do any of those things. I don't want to see any clients. I don't do anything. And she ended up telling me, "Monique, like, you have to take care of yourself or you won't be helpful, to anyone else." And I'm like, "But they need me, but I'm tired. They need me, but I'm tired. They need me, but I'm tired. They're counting on me, but I'm tired. I'm exhausted." And it wasn't just a tired. And I think that's what my point tonight is, that one of my points tonight is that I wasn't just tired in my body. I wasn't just tired, my tired because I was busy, but I was tired in a deep place. I was tired in my soul. I was tired in a way that I could not explain. I was exhausted. And even being, as exhausted as I was in my soul, I still felt the need to be productive. And I don't know how many people out there, do the same thing. And I know that there's a lot. And people that are may watch this live now or later, you'll be able to relate to the fact that your soul is tired. And when your soul is tired, that means your mind, that means your will, that means your desires, that means your emotions are exhausted, depleted. And when you're feeling that way, it is ever so important to stop, to pause, to take a nap. And whether that's a physical nap or whether that is an emotional nap, that means some things have to pause, some things have to wait, some things have to be put to the side for a minute so that you can begin to focus on your own well-being. And I did not have the energy, the strength, the capacity to do any of that at the time. And so I ended up calling my supervisor and I began telling her, "Hey, this is what's going on and this is how I'm feeling and this is what I'm experiencing." And she said the words to me that I did not want to hear. And those words were, "You're unfit to practice." And I was like, "Unfit to practice? Me?" Like this, like I didn't want to hear those words. And she wasn't saying that to demean me or degrade me. She was saying that because I was physically not fit. I was emotionally unfit to show up in a room with another person and hold space for them and be able to do it ethically. There was no way that I could do that. And so she said, "This is what I want you to do. I'm going to help you by removing your clients. We'll call your clients, we'll take care of your clients, and we'll let them know, hey, she is going to be out for a little bit. If you want to see someone else, you can. Or if you want to, wait for her return, you can do that too." And I was so grateful that she did that because I would have never just given it up on my own. But the fact that she went ahead and did that for me was so, so helpful. It gave me permission to begin to really take time to look at myself. And the reality is I was tired and exhausted and scared to look at myself because I knew, had I start really looking at myself, I was afraid of what I might find. I was afraid of what I might hear. I was afraid of what I might see. I was afraid about all those things. And so it took my supervisor to say, "Hey, I'm going to help you help you. I'm going to take your clients, I'm going to give them to someone else, or I'm going to give your clients the option to be able to rest, to see someone else so that you can rest, so that you can take care of yourself." And furthermore, she went further than that and said, "If you don't take care of yourself, I'm not going to be able to allow you to come back and just get back to work. You're going to have to take care of yourself." I was like, "Take care of myself? How?" And so she began to say, "Have you thought about checking yourself in to the hospital?" So here I am fighting for my life emotionally after getting up off of a floor in a bathroom, somebody grabbing me up off the floor, because at that point I was at my end. At that point, I wanted it all to stop. I felt like I was in emotional anguish, emotional pain, mental anguish, and it was turning into a physical problem because I wasn't dealing with my emotions. And what we need to understand is that if we don't deal with our mental and emotional problems, they turn into physical ailments as well. And you'll look up and you have a migraine for weeks and weeks, and you'll look up and you got shoulder pain. You'll look up and your knees are hurting. You'll look up and your stomach will not stop hurting. Why? Because you're embodying you having a bodily experience, but it's stemming from an emotional space. And so there I was, trying to continue on in my physical body, but my physical body was exhausted. My physical body was tired, and it was tired and in pain because of what I was dealing with emotionally. So at that point, I was literally at the space where I wanted to end it all. I wanted it all to stop. I wanted it all to just end. If I wanted the noise in my mind to stop, to be silenced. I needed everything to stop. And before I knew anything, like I said, my supervisor was like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you. Help you. I'm gonna help you. Help you. You need to check yourself in. You need to get evaluated. You need to be heard, be seen. Somebody that can like really look into your soul, your being, and see what's going on with you." And so I did that, and that happened on February 16th, 2022. Here we are. I stayed there for 6 days, got out on February 22nd, 2022. So it's 2/22/22. And it was almost 2 o'clock, 2:22 in the afternoon also, which was so wild to me. And so I was so very, very grateful for the time that I spent there, the time that I was able to really check myself in and really get the assistance and the help that I needed. So my encouragement to somebody that might be watching this now or later is that if you are struggling mentally, emotionally, in any other way, if you are struggling, I encourage you to not continue on with your everyday life, your everyday routine. It doesn't get better when we do that. It does not get better when we do that. It only gets better when we take care of ourselves. It only gets better when we say, be able to be honest about what we're dealing with, able to be honest about what we're feeling, able to be honest about what we are experiencing. It only gets better when you get honest. I'm going to say it again. It only gets better when we get honest. And if you don't get honest, you'll stay in this bondage. You'll stay trapped, and you'll continue to feel like nobody's listening. Nobody hears you. Nobody understands. I'm screaming on the inside and nobody can hear me. That's exactly how I felt, screaming, begging almost for help, feeling like, and I thought I was expressing it, but I was not expressing it. And so nobody knew. And so I'm saying this to you, those of you who are watching again now or later. Um, if you do not get honest, you cannot get healed. If you do not get honest, you cannot get healed. And it's going to be important that you open up to somebody who sees you, who hears you, who knows you, and they're able to look at you and say, yes, and so what do we need to do? Yeah, brother, so what do we need to do? And allow them to jump into that space with you. Maybe your space or your next step is not the hospital. Maybe your next step is just taking a break from work. Maybe your next step is just being honest with your pastor, with your leader, with your therapist, with your friends, whoever it is you need to be honest with, that will be able to guide you in the direction that you need to go so that you can get honest and in turn get free. And that's exactly what I came on here tonight to share with somebody. If you don't get honest, you can't get healed. And here I am again, 3 years later, and I can say that I have not been admitted anymore. I've not been in the hospital since. I have not been, I have not had to do that. But what I will say is I don't get on here celebrating the fact that I lived and that I survived that space. And I'm not celebrating the fact that I haven't been back. I'm celebrating the fact that I survived, that I lived, that I'm still working, that I'm still a work in progress, that I'm still moving, that I'm still moving in the direction that God would have me. I am not celebrating that I haven't returned. And I say that because of this. I don't want anybody to ever hear my voice and go, oh, if I have to return, then there's something wrong. Or if I have to go back to the hospital, then something must not be right. That's not true. What's true is that if you have to go back, go back. If you have to check yourself in again, check yourself in again. Like, that's the reality. And I don't want anyone to feel condemnation or shame, as it pertains to going to the hospital, if that's what you need to get well in your mind and in your spirit, in your soul, in your emotions, whatever it is that you need to do, that is going to get you back on a healthy track. I need you to do that. Like, I need you to do that, and the people around you need you to do that, so that you can be well, so that you can be show up for your life, you can show up to your life in a way that is impactful, in a way that is healthy for you, and then in turn impactful towards others. I celebrate my life today. I celebrate the fact that the enemy did not win when he tried to throw everything at me to make me want to end it all. I survived, and not only did I survive, I overcame, and still overcoming. I'm still moving in the direction that God would have me. I'm still doing what I needed to do. Some people, especially in a lot of, spiritual spaces, church spaces, a lot of people are saying, well, you shouldn't, take medicine, or you shouldn't do any. Listen, if medicine is what you need, the medicine is what you take. I said it. If medicine is what you need, the medicine is what you take. I encourage everybody to ask Holy Spirit, is this the route I need to take? Listen to your doctors. And if you can't trust the word of your doctor, you need a new doctor. If you can't trust what your doctor is prescribing, if you can't trust the direction your doctor wants you to go, then you need a new doctor. And you need to be having somebody in your space medically that can hear you and also hear you, and then give you wisdom on what they've seen, work, and what they know about you and things like that. If you can't trust what they have to say, then you need to go to a different doctor. You need to get a different physician altogether. That is my sincere encouragement. If you do not trust your doctor, find another one. Find another. I was blessed. Once it took several months, but I was blessed to be able to find African American uh, psychiatric nurse practitioner, and it was so helpful for me because there were certain things I just didn't have to explain because she understood. In fact, much of what I was saying, she could finish my sentences, and I really appreciated that, and that was helpful for me in my journey of deciding whether I want to get on medication or not. I also have my spiritual parents. I also have friends and close people around me that I shared these things with before I just made a decision, and just really made sure that I was surrounded by wise counsel with the decisions that I had to make for my stability. I don't push everybody towards medication. If you want to try the natural route, by all means, try the natural route. By all means, take the supplements and eat different and all the other things that you may need to do that may help your balance in your body. But if that is not going to be the route for you, I encourage you to seek it out. Ask a lot of questions, do a lot of research, and do what you need to do to be able to stabilize yourself mentally and emotionally. So I celebrate today 3 years of moving in my wholeness, moving in my healing, moving in the direction that God would have for me to go. And I didn't just survive it and overcome it and continue to walk through the journey that I'm walking through so that I could keep it to myself. I overcame it and I experienced it so I can share this journey with other people. And I'm saying the same thing, to all of you. You are more than a conqueror. You are an overcomer. And it doesn't matter what stage you find yourself in, whether you're at the beginning when you're unsure, you don't know what to do, or you're thinking about, I feel like I should check myself in, or I'm not sure if I want to go that far. Like a psychiatric hospital is far. Like I cannot do that. That's not, we don't do that here. That's not what we do. You need to listen to yourself. Listen to what is happening, journal it out, what's happening, and then show it to a professional, invite a professional into the space and allow them to speak to what you have going on. If you have pastors, same thing with the pastors, same thing with the doctor. Listen, if you can't trust their voice, Why are you in their presence? Okay. If you if you can't trust their voice, why are you under their leadership? If you can't trust their voice, why do you go to them as your physician? That does not need to happen. You need to be under people whose voice you can trust. Whether that's your doctor or whether that's your leadership, you need to be submitted to people whose voice you can trust when it comes to your wellness, when it comes to your well-being. And if you do not trust the people that you are connected with, you got to get new people. You got pray and ask the Father, what do I need to do? Do I need to get new people, or do I need to cultivate these relationships where I'm at? Whichever one it is, you need to do that so that you can get to a place where you trust who you're submitted to, trust who you're under, so that when you go to them with your things, they can hear what you're saying and give you counsel based on what they hear Holy Spirit saying, based on what they know medically, whatever the case may be. You got to be able to trust what they're saying. And if you trust them, you need to go to them. You need to share with them what it is you're experiencing so they can help you be guided in the right direction. Don't be afraid to do what you need to do for you. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to do what you have to do to take care of your mind, to take care of your soul, to take care of your emotions. Do not be afraid. There are people that want to walk with you. There are people that want to assist you. There are people that want to see you. There are people that want to see you well. There are people that want to hear what you have to say. And if you're at your wit's end and you're tired and you're exhausted, and we are in the end of February of 2025 already, my encouragement to you is talk to somebody. And once you talk to them, listen to what they have to say. Can't just talk to anybody. You need to talk to the people that you're connected to, that God have assigned to your life. Talk to those people, your pastor, your doctor, your therapist, your closest friends, if they are, with the Holy Spirit. You need to get with them. Share what's going on with you so that you are able to get the assistance that you need for the time that you're in right now. Your life is valuable. Your life is important. You are important. And it is important that you begin to take your life seriously, take your mental health seriously, take your emotions seriously. Be honest about your symptoms. Be honest about what you're experiencing. Because again, if you're not honest, you can't get healed. If you're not honest, you cannot get healed. I went to that doctor and went to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, them people looked at me and said, "You don't belong here." Now, they might have been right. But I also wasn't honest about what I was experiencing either. With what I was sharing and how I was looking, some of those nurses were like, "You do not belong here." But I wasn't honest about what I was experiencing. Extreme highs, extreme lows, and I was not talking about those highs. I was not talking about those highs. Why? Because I don't want to be, "Oh, she crazy," or "Something's wrong with her." No, when you really have something going on, you need to share what is going on. And those professionals know how to hear that. And they know exactly, like, they know how to guide. They're there to guide. They know how to guide you. So I am saying to you all today, take your mental health seriously. Take your emotional well-being seriously. Take your soul seriously. Tell somebody what's going on. Get honest with yourself. Get honest with your people and let them know what's going on with you. Let somebody walk with you. People want to walk with you. They love you. They want to see you win. They want to see you make it. And they can't walk with you if you're not honest. So get honest with your people. Love on your people. Hey, y'all, I'm glad y'all are here. Let your people love on you and get the assistance that you need to get where you need to go. I'm telling you, your life will be better because of it. And as for me, I have a diagnosis, my original diagnosis, which is why I was so glad that I ended up with African American psychiatric nurse practitioner, because I was misdiagnosed for years. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder for years because I wasn't honest. And once I got with the right people and got connected with the right physicians and the right, even my spiritual family, people, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let y'all go. People know. People can see you. People know what's going on with you. And some people can't say because they don't want to hurt your feelings and they don't want to offend you. but people see you. People know what's going on with you. And if you are um and until you get serious about your mental health, sometimes people's hands are tied. It's like they don't want to just put something out there and hurt your feelings. My people knew. When I came to some of my people, I shared with them, they said, we was just waiting on you. What? Yeah. We were just waiting on you. The people you think that are going to be like shunning you, pushing you away, pushing you to the side, or don't get it or don't understand, they do get it. They do get it. And some of them are waiting on you to say, I'm struggling. I need help. Help me. I'm breaking down. Something's not right. I don't move like I used to move. I'm not settled. Something is not right. And when you get honest about what you're dealing with, you'll be surprised. The enemy wants you to believe, talking in your ear about and talking in your trying to talk to your spirit about, that no one's going to want to hear that, or you're going to be judged, or you're going to be shamed, or you're going to be all those things. And that is just not true. I'm telling you, for every one naysayer, there's 5 other people who want to wrap their arms around you, who want to love on you, who want to support you, who want to undergird you, who want to walk with you and help you get to well. There are so many people that love you and see you, and they want to help you get to where you're supposed to be. But if you're not honest, if you're not telling the truth, how can anyone help you like that? People want to help you. And you may think, well, what if they don't know what to do? Well, if they don't know what to do, then you know who to reach out to. Hey, you can reach out to me. And we can walk through this thing together, because your wellness is important, but you got to get honest. If you're not honest, you can't get healed. You cannot get healed when you're not honest about what it is you're experiencing. Because people don't know how to address a lie. People don't know how to address untruth. People don't know how to address. Nobody can fully address what you're dealing with if you're not honest about what you're dealing with. Okay? So I got honest and I got help. And I found out that the people connected to me already knew something was up. And when I got my honest diagnosis, after I was clear about what I was dealing with, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 2. And you can do your research on what that looks like. It presents differently with different people. But I will say, for me, when I got honest and got the help that I needed, it helped everything, y'all. It changed everything for me. It changed everything. My support system rose up. They rose up. They let me know how proud of me they were. They let me know how connected they wanted to be. They pulled closer. They wanted to be closer because I was honest and I was able to share that with them. Nobody shunned me. Nobody pushed me away. I've had a few people over the years, that have been like, you're too powerful to be pitiful. You too, whatever. What you gonna do when you gotta be in ministry and you dealing with all these emotions? What you gonna do? I've had people over the years that have said stuff like that to me. But I found my power, I found my strength, I found my voice once I got honest, and the people that loved me showed up for me. I stuck with my doctor. I still go to her. And she continues to get updates from me. I continue to be honest with her because she's proven to be a safe place. There are people in your life that want to prove that they are a safe place for you, but because you're not being honest, they can't show up in the ways that they're ordained to show up for you. They can't show up in the ways that they are ordained and called to show up for you, because you won't get real, because you won't get honest. Get honest. Get honest. Get honest. Get honest with some people. Let them love you. Let them love you through it. Let them hold you. Let them talk to you. Let them wipe your tears. Let them in so that you can get well. So that you can get well. The Bible tells us, this is, I would that you prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. God wants us well. He wants us to have an abundant life. Life more abundantly. Life to the full. And you can still live a full, abundant, prospering life after a diagnosis. That's not the end. That's not the final say. I tell people I live with bipolar disorder type 2. Doesn't define me. Doesn't define me. I still do everything that everybody else could do. It made me stronger. I'm stronger because because I got honest. It did not weaken me. It strengthened me. It strengthened me. And so I'm saying the same thing to you all. Get honest so you can get healed. Let your people know so they can show up for you and love on you. You're worth the time. You're worth the investment. You're worth it. You're worth being seen. You're worth being heard. You're worth it. You're worth it. Go to the doctor. Get checked out. Go to your therapist. Get checked out. Talk to your leadership if you are a part of a church. Share with them. If you trust them, share with them. If you don't trust them, your leadership or your doctor, I'm going to have to ask you some real questions like, why do you go to them? Why are you under them? You can't trust the God in them enough to take their advice or be able to share your truth, share what's going on with you for real. I pray for you. I pray that you get surrounded by people who see you. I pray that you get surrounded by people who want to know you. I pray that you get surrounded by, you're led in the direction of the right doctor. I pray that you're led in the direction of the right spiritual covering, spiritual leadership. I pray that you are surrounded by good friends. I pray that you are surrounded by those who want to love on you. I pray that you are able to get honest so that you can get healed. I pray that you're able to pour your heart out before God, pour your heart out in a journal, pour your heart out in safe spaces. I pray that God reveals safe spaces for you and to you so that you are able to get what you need so that you can be well. I'm celebrating 3 years, guys, of this mental health journey. And I'm excited about what God has done in my life. We have a summit coming up on March 22nd in Gary, Indiana. And if you want to hear more of my story and more stories like mine, there's so many amazing speakers that are going to be present in Gary, Indiana on March 22nd. We have Miss Ballard. We have Nicole Rhone. We have Anicia Lumpkin, and we have Rhone Allen. We have Elijah Mayo. They're all going to be there, and they are all going to speak life into us and strengthen us with their gift and with the anointing that God has given them, the story, the education that they have received. It's going to be a powerful time. So if you're in the area, Chicagoland or otherwise, I encourage you to get your tickets, at Nurture You Summit dot eventbrite.com. That is Nurture You Summit dot eventbrite.com. I think it's showing up now. Yep. And you can go on that website, grab your ticket, get your ticket soon so that you can be in the room where nurturing and healing is happening. I'll be sharing a lot more about how I nurture myself as I continue to walk out this journey honestly, transparently, vulnerably, so that other people can be healed by my story. So I'm sharing this with you tonight, and I hope that you guys have been blessed by it. Whenever you see this, I hope that you are blessed by it and that you will just continue to lean into God, lean into Christ, lean into Holy Spirit, lean into those around you, lean into safe spaces, be loved on, and be nurtured by those around you until you can nurture yourself. Let those around you nurture you until you can nurture you. And then you'll get the tools to be able to nurture yourself, and life gets better. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. It gets so much better. It gets so much better. All right, y'all. Thank y'all. Those of you that have been in and out of this live, I appreciate your viewer, your time. And we will see you guys. I think we're going live on Thursday with Miss Anicia Lumpkin talking about the nurtured heart. It's going to be a good time. So I hope you join us on live on Thursday, this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. with Miss Anicia Lumpkin. It's going to be awesome.